Hi guys, something wonderful about Victoria, Derbyshire is that you will hold politicians to account from both sides and even people trying to use farming as a tax dodge. So when the journalist had Pat McFadden, the Chancellor for the Duchy of Lancaster, on, she grilled him over a comment that the Prime Minister made about open borders. McFadden tried his best to explain something that doesn't exist into reality, and it didn't go well. Have a listen.
On Thursday, Keir Starmer accused the Conservatives of experimenting with open borders. We don't have open borders, do we? Why did he say that?
Well, he said that because if you look back to the Brexit vote some years ago, people in my constituency and many other parts of the country voted for Brexit, maybe not entirely, but in large part because they wanted to see a fall in net migration. Since then, it's more than tripled.
Yeah, but we don't have open borders.
Well, we have a policy which, when free movement ended, has resulted in more than a tripling of net migration.
But we don't have open borders. Why did he say that?
Because the results seem a lot more open than the era of free movement
But
when
it's
you
just
look at
that
the levels of net
that
migration.
200 people have died in the Channel in the last 6 years, 50 this year. That would suggest we don't have open borders.
Well, that's, as you pointed out to me a minute ago, illegal migration.
Yeah.
The figures he was talking about on Thursday were the legal migration. So we're talking about two different things there.
That's not illegal migration. Okay. Does Britain have open borders? No, it does not. Now, as I mentioned in the video when it came to Keir Starmer, what he's doing is he's using rhetoric that the Tories have been using over the last number of years and throwing it back in their faces. So, from a political point of view, it was dynamite. Was it honest? No, it was not honest. The Conservatives were being dishonest when they said that Britain had open borders. Britain doesn't have open borders. I don't know any country in the world that has open borders. Maybe somebody in the comment section can give us an example. But generally, countries have borders. That's why they're called countries. And a definition of country includes generally a border. So I don't know of any countries around the world that have open borders. This is just rhetoric that the Conservatives were using in order to whip up anger. Labour are supportive of open borders. The left want open borders. I don't know of anyone who supports the idea of open borders. Generally, most reasonable people understand that immigration has to be controlled. People come in, they have to be checked. If they're coming in to claim asylum, that claim has to be processed. If someone is coming in to work, they need to have a visa, or they have to have there has to be some sort of agreement in place. But nobody's talking about open borders apart from the right wing and the Conservatives. So, as I said, it was a great tool to use against the Conservatives and the right wing media, because they would never come back on. How could they come back on that? How could they respond to Starmer's attack on them, claiming that they supported open borders? But unfortunately, when real journalists come along, they're going to ask, does Britain have open borders? And Pat McFadden here can't say, yes, we do, or no, we don't. Because if he says, yes, we do, then he'll have to explain how. If he says, no, we don't, then he's contradicting the Prime Minister. Now, in a sense, there is an open border when it comes to Brexit. The Tories were not carrying out sufficient checks on goods coming in from the EU and through the EU. And that's a problem. It's a major problem. It's a risk to healthcare, to public health. It's a risk to farming, with pathogens possibly coming in. Low quality products coming in, damaging the market. And damaging confidence, public confidence. So in a sense, there is an open border, and it's still somewhat of an open border, because the Tories decided, let's leave the European Union and not put in place the measures to check goods coming in. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about immigration. So it's going to be difficult for Labour. They have a right-wing press that's supportive of the Conservatives, and whenever they respond to things, they're going to be criticised. Whenever they do something positive, they'll be criticised. Whenever they do something stupid, they'll be criticised by the right-wing media. But it's going to be a problem, because while politically it's good using the Tory attack lines against them, as soon as you're called out by a real journalist, it will all fall apart. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.